night. I hope you're all doing fantastic. We have a great live stream tonight because I wanted to come on and talk about Tulsi Gabbard. I wanted to talk for so long about her and her 2.0 version and how she completely changed. If you have been following her since, I would say, the pandemic, and since how she was the candidate for presidency since those times, if you have followed her, and if you are following her today, like now in the Trump administration, which is crazy. If somebody would have said that before, nobody would ever thought in a million years that she would ever be in the Trump administration. But there she is, Tulsi 2.0, and let me tell you, what the hell is happening? Who is she? And this is what we're going to talk about today. Who is Tulsi Gabbard 2.0? What is wrong with her? And I have a theory for a really long time, since the day of the swearing in of her position as the intelligence director. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up, okay? And the moment I saw her, the moment I have observed her, as you know, if you follow me for some time, I do a lot of body language analysis. I do a lot of socio-psychological analysis. I do a lot of socio-political analysis. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit the like button and subscribe and support independent thinking and support independent critical thinking and analysis, which is apparently super lacking in this world, okay? So let me start baseline, set the base tone here. And again, if you're watching here, hit the like button. If you're new here, show YouTube that you are not a bot, okay? Because the last two videos, there was issues with the algorithm. So you need to tell YouTube that you are not a chatbot. You are not a bot. So in order to do that, either comment or like, whatever to do, but you need to kind of interact so that YouTube understands you are a real person. So please do that, because this will be very complicated. The last two videos was really a mess. And so please do that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and become a member, become an independent thinker. So let me set the baseline here of my theory so that you can understand. Let's build on that so that you can understand the baseline of my theory, okay? So not only the first impression of a person tells a lot about the individual, okay? But 1000%, your clothing tells a big story about you. Never forget that. Your clothing tells a huge story about you. Okay, so keep this in mind. Let's build on that. So again, tell me in the chat if you know Tulsi Gabbard 1.0, okay? So if you know Tulsi Gabbard from her times of the presidential candidate, we will compare her we take that time as Tulsi Gabbard 1.0, and now the Trump administration, it's Tulsi Gabbard 2.0, and I will show you with pictures, explain to you the difference of the two, and then I will explain to you my theory as to what the hell happened to her. Why is she like that? And this, my friend, goes straight into the identical theory that I have, which I will explain here, with Jim Carrey. if you follow the social media craziness that goes wild about Jim Carrey is cloned, no, my friend, I'm telling you, as a geneticist, as a biologist, as a biomedical researcher, work in the lab, working with genes, there's no such things as you clone somebody, okay? Stop that. That's BS. That's conspiracy. But I'm telling you, based on, and that was a proof to me that what I'm telling you right now, what the theory is also the proof to what the hell happened. And I think what happened to Tulsi Gabbard with and also Jim Carrey is the same thing, is the identical same theory that I have. So I'm seeing that you're watching, so please hit the like button and actually engage in the chat. Tell me what where you are watching me or whatever, or what your story is regarding this, what your thoughts are, because we are supporting critical thinkers here and strategic analysis here. So also please interact so that YouTube knows that you are not a chatbot. If you are saying I'm a human, write in the comment in the chat, I'm a human. So that tells YouTube that you're a human being and not a chat, okay? So I'm waiting for you to do that as I am preparing my tea here. So the people who are in the live right now, okay, whatever. I'm not going to get distracted by you, okay? All right, so this is Tulsi Gabbard right now, okay? Thank you for the like, I appreciate it. So this is Tulsi Gabbard right now, okay? We will build on that. This is how she is right now. And I want you to pay attention to her clothing, okay? Then we have Tulsi Gabbard when she was a presidential candidate. Let me make this larger. This was Tulsi Gabbard. Going South Garage, currently watching in New Hampshire. Oh my God. You know what? I saw, you know, the New Hampshire live free or die in the plate. I literally, when I was walking today, I saw a car with the plate live free or die New Hampshire. I was like, I love this. I have to have this on my shirt. I always love this. I love New Hampshire. I love the White Mountains. I've been everywhere in the White Mountains. Even in the winter summit I did in the White Mountains. And so when I see that live free or die, I said this, I have to say this to my dad because it's so amazing. So welcome. I'm so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. So this is Tulsi Gabbard when she was running for the presidency, okay? Then now, this is also Tulsi Gabbard 1.0, or the time becoming towards 2.0, because as you can see, and I'm telling you, just pay attention to her clothing, okay? This is Tulsi Gabbard today, okay? And we will discuss this specifically. Then this was also Tulsi Gabbard previously. Look at her clothing. This was Tulsi Gabbard 1.0, running for presidency. Look at her clothing. This was also when she was a House representative, 1.0. Same thing, running for presidency. We saw her all the time with this jacket, with this clothing, all the time during 2020, etc. Are you ready? 2.0, okay? This is also 2.0. Let me enlarge this. Check out her clothing, okay? All right. So now, and this is by far my favorite, which built for me the theory immediately. When I saw this was for me, that's it. That's it. This is the theory I'm going to tell you right now. Okay? So, tell me in the chat, what was the first thing you noticed about her clothing? 1.0 versus 2.0. From all the pictures, what I like, write down in chat as I'm drinking my tea, what was the first thing you noticed was different? Let's get our critical thinkers and observers activated. What was the first thing you noticed about the difference in her clothing? Come on, come on. I hope it's not too lacking. Come on, come on. What's the first thing you noticed about her clothing? Okay. I don't know why it's too lacking, but I'm telling you what's different is. The first thing you would probably have noticed is this. Okay. That's the first thing. And this is her before. This is her before. This is her before. This is her today. This is her accepting the job. This is her giving the press conference. Okay. So you might say, what's wrong with that? So if you have seen this, and if you tell me that you don't see it, I have no idea about fashion. All I could was offer was a jeans. I'm not sure. Business professional. Okay, that's what I said. Okay, so for me, when I saw this screams to me like and the way she acts and the way her complete day to night political shift and her clothing, especially this clothing, is 100% that no one talks about. And that is, she went through, remember, she ran to a presidency, and then she got so badly smashed by the Democrats. She was so extremely smashed, because remember, she had a very big run against Kamala Harris, and she smashed Kamala Harris by a big stretch. So she had this really, really large poll. I mean, also she, after that debate, when she literally smashed Kamala Harris, she was at Google the #1 searched person in the entire Google. #1 ranking, the search person. So she was really up in the front runners. But Then, as always, the DNC does with Bernie Sanders, with Hillary Clinton and all that, and again with Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders, and with her smashing these candidates. And then what happened was she went more and more and more to Fox News. And then she also was more and more invited to Fox News. And because she was, and even the lefties were appreciating that, because what she was saying was true for both sides, for the Fox News side and for the independent media, not for CNN, not for MSNBC, and not for the others, but for the independent YouTubers and for Fox News, the mega I'm gonna say mega, but the Fox News conservatives. So because she made it clear that she was America first in her own way, but she was also labeled by the DNC, by CNN, by MSNBC as the Russian asset. If you remember her confirmation hearing in this Trump administration, it came all the time up with the senators and House representatives about, you are a asset, you are a Russian asset, blah, 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 nonstop. And they actually, the DNC, the Democrats, the establishment, smashed her to the ground. And then when she, I don't know what the hell happened behind the scenes, because this most certainly smashed her, because she disappeared. Like Hillary Clinton, like Kamala Harris, like her, disappeared, vanished from the media, from anywhere. She was completely gone, like was Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton actually, after the hit, she turned to alcohol. So she was constantly drinking alcohol. And then Kamala Harris disappeared, so she obviously disappeared. And you couldn't see her anywhere, but right before she disappeared, she come on to Fox News, and so she had kind of like the far left and the conservatives in her hand. But then what happened? She then disappeared. Then she came back after 4 years during the Biden presidency. For 4 years, she was gone, dusted out, nowhere to be found, okay? After 4 years, 4 years is a huge time. In fact, I can tell you, you can even have one night, one day, to brainwash a person. And I will tell you what I mean by that. So when she came back, out of nowhere, a absolute Trumpist, absolute MAGA, like, what the hell is happening? And everyone on the left side was totally shocked, like including myself, as in, who the hell is she now? Because her entire demeanor, and we'll talk about Jim Carrey later on this video, her demeanor, her clothing, as I told you, right? Conservative, very, very conservative. The clothing, the jewelry, right? All of that we'll show you in a second again. But she had complete change of political thinking, and I know this for a fact because I know people I don't know how to say that. I know people, okay, personally, who are flip-flopping, and for me, I love people like that. I love people. How on earth can a person be a leftist and then in 2 seconds later a complete MAGA? Like, how is that even possible? Don't you have even a standard? What are you believing in? So I know people also in Europe, overseas, who are this dark, deep leftist turn out to be a absolute radical right Islamist or religious, whatever called it. Same thing here in America. So she was 1000% brainwashed. And I am telling you why this doesn't have to be politically brainwashed. My opinion is the same thing with Jim Carrey. Nobody talks about this, and I don't see any problem to say it out loud, and I will probably be the first person who says that, okay? Because I have been talking about this for years, and I see this also a lot, not too much on YouTube, but here and there for over a 15 years period, that she and Jim Carrey, they were spiritually from fakes, like Californian Hollywood fake spiritual brainwashed. That's it. It's fake spiritually brainwashed. They suddenly, if you could see the Jim Carrey 2.0, suddenly talks about the universe and the people, and I'm so calm. And the universe is so great, and the universe. No religious person ever, I don't care about what religion you are, would never ever use the word universe. Period. No Muslim, even they get pissed at you if you say universe. Say Allah, right? Or if you would say to a Christian, universe, no, it's God, right? Jesus or whoever. Like, the universe is a spiritual term, full stop, period. If somebody says universe, it's spiritual, okay? And so these people have been 1000% brainwashed. And there is Hollywood spiritual woo-woo guru people. And I know for a fact, because I know 15 years ago, there was this girl on YouTube who does this tarot reading, whatever. She said it out loud. She has lots of famous, and she was like a nobody. She was absolutely a nobody. And I'm not even telling you these, and they are also I've seen 15 years ago on YouTube, these actually promoting themselves as Hollywood spiritual guru, Hollywood astrologer, Hollywood. There was tons of those, not even tarot at that time, but 15 years ago and before, there were tons of celebrities, how they market themselves, celebrity astrologers, celebrity spiritual whatever the heck. 1000%, those were there, but nobody is talking about this because I know those people. And this girl, not even a nobody, like a really like a YouTuber, then she became pregnant, got a mom, like really, like from her living room, she was just doing tarot at that time. And she said, literally, I have lots of famous people, artists, singers, musicians, Hollywood people. I mean, if you think about any of these, it just, what kind of, if you follow the Epstein files and what they are kind of doing, Jennifer Aniston, I'm not sure why nobody's talking Jennifer Aniston. I don't understand. It is clear with all the clips from the past that they are doing some shit. But why is nobody talking about Jennifer Aniston? She's obsessed with being young. She's obsessed with that. Why is nobody talking about this? We can get into another time about this, but this spiritual brainwashing exists, and especially in the ultra-rich Hollywood and ultra-rich arena. I mean, hello? How many actors have died from medical what's it called? Malpractice, right? Because they overdosed on purpose, these doctors of these, because they run like a group, how they can attract money from these rich people. So how many, even Michael Jackson's doctor was known doing that. From the Friends, Chandler, Matthew something, the same thing, right? They know how to suck up the money from these celebrities, and these people have so much money, then they do everything. It doesn't matter, they do everything. I know also from even Turkish actresses how they talk about the universe and literally the fake spiritual terminology. And that's how I know for a fact the behavior, the universe, and especially if you look at what the heck the Jim Carrey 2.0 is talking about, he is 1000% spiritually brainwashed. And I will make another video and I get that clip for you, what that clip actually is, where he talks about the universe and all of that. This was before he disappeared. So this means he disappeared, brainwashed, and then he come back. Then you might ask, okay, why, when they disappeared, Jim Carrey and the Tulsi Gabbard, they came back with these spiritual manipulation, brainwashing, and then turn into a 2.0 day and night different person? Why do they do that? Why? Let me tell you why. Why would someone do that? And I know this also from my observations, also from the people that I know who switch their political views, like, I don't know, clothing, a t-shirt, I don't know what the heck, okay? So this is because, and there's also research for that. And I have had in my mind for the last 2 years to make a video specifically on that. And that's particularly the research. There was a research being literally why, the neurological and the psychological reason of why people turn into radical political views, why there's a science behind of it. And this is exactly what it is. So let me tell you, I'll see what you said. They talk the universe but are unfortunately not grounded. Exactly, obsessing over fame and fortune will do that. That's what I'm saying. This is manipulation. No true, real, grounded person would ever number one, would need that, and I will tell you exactly why they need that. And number two, it's because the more, so think about if you go, I don't know if you know, if you ever been in a chiropractor or people, medicine practitioners who want you to come over and over and over and over again. They do not completely heal you. They half heal you, or quarterly heal you, so that you can go over and over again. I know this for a fact, but psychologists, they do that too. Because especially, I mean, in Germany, once you are in and they get money reimbursed from the insurance, you can talk about butterflies and birds and, I don't know, food. It doesn't matter. So long you have a 1 hour fulfilled, they get their money, you're out of the door. It doesn't matter. I'm telling this to you because it's the truth, okay? So the same thing here. How can you brainwash somebody to make them, addicted to you, or addicted to whatever the heck? This is how cults are. Dark psychology manipulation, which that's why I'm keep talking about for years about don't be manipulated from these fake astrologers, fake tarot readers, fake spiritual woo-woo guru, whatever the heck, fake psychologists, whatever, fake YouTubers, fake lawyers. Believe it or not, they're fake lawyers, believe it or not, right? Why? Because it's a money source. I keep telling you this. Follow always the money. Cut somebody's money source and they will cut you. That's how it is. Look at all the whistleblowers, what happened to them. Okay? Because that's why, I talk with my dad always about this. That's why they don't want people to be smart and to be critical thinkers and to be analysts, because they throw stuff at you on YouTube and social media, on media, on television. They want you to see and this, and they tell you you didn't see what you saw, you didn't hear what you heard, and you didn't read what you read, because I'm telling you what it is. And they're so the audacity to even say this to your face. You didn't see what you see. They did this for Epstein files. They said, you didn't see what you see. You didn't see that the deputy DOJ deputy director, he said literally in the press conference, you didn't see what you saw. Like, no, that's not what you saw. What? He literally said, that's not what you saw. He said that word for word. You can't make this stuff up. So that's why I'm saying this is the brain. This is how cults are. Because the cult, they use dark psychology. And I told, if you don't follow my deep neuroscience, I talked about, please follow, because I talked about oxytocin. And oxytocin is the social hormone where cult leader, this is how they got bound to each other, with oxytocin. And that's an immediate flash of release of oxytocin, and you're like, we belong together. This is my tribe. This is my YouTube channel. This is, I don't know, my guru. This is my teacher. I love this person. Oh, I will follow this person to the T, to the death. This is because of the psychology of the neuroscience, actually. And so this is why the cults, the leaders, they don't want you to, or the politicians don't want you to be smart, because they'll want you to think critically, because they cannot manipulate you. And I will tell you again, another video, the deep dive of the science behind of why people turn into radical political views, radical religious views, because there's a science behind of it. And I will make a separate video on that. And so here, in my mind, in my opinion, this is 1000% a spiritual manipulation. Again, why? Because think about it. I just told you, when Hillary Clinton smashed, and Hillary Clinton is a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio, okay? but there's each day and night between the two. She has a super ego, and I mean, you can tell her with her body language, right? Like, she talks like this. So she thinks highly, very, very highly about herself, okay? When she got a big hit, she was so certain that she would become the president. But she didn't. Although she won the popular vote, this electoral board, whatever that's called, I forgot. So she didn't win that, right? She didn't win the race. And then she disappeared, and she went through straight up to alcohol. She vanished, okay? And so then this means you have a pain. And I'm not diminishing this pain. This is huge. I mean, telling you, especially when you give your heart and soul in something, and I don't care what it is, but if you give your heart and soul in something, if this doesn't happen, you have really high hopes. And if this doesn't happen, you smash to the ground. I mean, a Scorpio, for me, I mean, I've been smashed to the ground a million times, gazillion times. And every time a Scorpio raises up, that's why Scorpio is the phoenix rising from the ashes. It's known for that, because you rise for your 2.0 version. That's why I keep talking about the 2.0 version. Try to help you to become your 2.0 version, because I know how to do it, because I've been smashed a million gazillion times. But I never let myself, for example, I show up here every single week, although I have only one viewer and one like, but it smashed me to the ground for all the efforts I'm doing, and big gigantic channels steal my work, and I have a small channel and give all my efforts. Why I haven't even had dinner yet? Yes, and I'm a dedicated person, but it hurts. It's horrible. But this means if you don't have the ground, the stability, the emotional, mental, physical groundedness, stability, it is so easy to swept away by spiritual woo-woo guru, by fake anybody. Politicians, leaders, I don't know, family members, friends, right? Terrible friends, terrible friend groups, I don't know, anything, alcohol, smoking, and drugs, whatever, anything. If you don't have the mental stability, emotional stability, and physical stability, that can lead you to do all sorts of shit. And that's why, do you understand now why I'm so deep focusing on the science and try to help you to understand every single action, the neuroscience behind of it that comes from your brain, your own mind, so that you can stop once and for all to get swept away by anybody. Why? Nobody can beat me. Nobody can beat me, because I know knowledge is power, and I know, and I'm stable on my ground. Okay, and that's what I'm trying to help you in my channel to do. And so, and when I don't get the effort back, I'm getting smashed. But again, I don't go and drive myself into nuts and going crazy, and I raise from the ashes again and do something different, or do something better or more, or what can I improve and what have you. And so, but then if if you can't do that, that's why you are such a target, like I'll show you. Do you see this? Oh, the marshmallow covered in chocolate. So this delicious target, okay? That's my target after this, okay? but you are such a delicious marshmallow covered in chocolate target and a delicious target, so that it's just so easy to swipe away to religious beliefs, to gurus, woo-woo people. You non-stop watch tarot, astrology, or your mega Fox News, whatever the heck, or your even this influencers, whatever, YouTubers. That's what it is. And so that's why I hope you understand. I appreciate your effort. I hate to say it, but your channel may be intellectually beyond most viewers. Okay, hold on. They look for dumbed down, feel good content. Yes, exactly. And that kills me. And that's why I non-stop do the effort, because and I keep saying it, I don't have that little. I have 3,000 subscribers, and this means 3,000 people are at least little similar to what I'm, or thinking same. You are here, so meaning, I mean, if you are not living alone in your entire world, right? You have people around you, friends, family, whatever. So you go and say, that's what I've been saying since I was in middle school. I was saying, because since then I was trying to teach people my passion of my activism. I am an anti-smoke activist since I was 12 years old, and I was trying to, the way I was saying to people, and when people are poo-pooing that, I was saying it back when I was 12 years old. I was saying, it only can start when you say this to your little circle, and that little circle says to the other circle, and to the other circle, and to the other circle. This is nowadays, since I'm doing nonprofit work, nowadays what I know it means grassroots. That's what it is. But I obviously in 12 years old, I had no idea what grassroots, whatever the heck that is. It's just, for me, logically, I was telling to the people in my home, and then the neighbors, and then my aunt who was a smoker, and then we didn't smoke to each other for a week because she hated when I said I don't allow people here who smoke, and she was mad at me. But then she loved me so much, and she said then, okay, I will, whenever Ayguen comes, I will go to the balcony. And she, even in her own home, went to the balcony whenever I was there visiting her. This is like how you can influence people also with love, because she loved me and she respected me, this old aunt, and me at the 12 years old, right? Like, this is how you can, because I didn't give up. I didn't say, because she said to me, to my face, like, don't you want me to be in your house? Like, what? And I said, yeah. Because yes, I sincerely, yours freaking smoking bothers me to my core. It hurts me. It makes me nauseous. It makes me sick. As a person with neurohypersensitivity, it makes me actually sick. And so I was, since then, that's why I was so passionate about, yes, I can't stand the smoking. I can't. So I'm sorry, not here. And I did what my parents couldn't say to the guests, because I was begging my mom, please, please tell them not to smoke in the house. And she was like, how can I say this to the guests? And this was the 70s, 80s, right? But then later in the 90s, I was saying, okay, I'm sorry, I can't. And then she didn't speak to me for 1 week, and then she respected that, and then she was always smoking in the balcony. So what I'm saying is, 3,000 people is not little, but at the same time, I need more help and more support. The more you can share and spread the word, if you believe that what I'm saying makes sense to you, then please share and say, look at what she says, or say that with your own words. That's why I'm trying to explain it in a way that is understandable in bite size, and giving you factual examples, because I've been through all of this, and so that you can share and say, here, I know a person. You don't have to say my name, but you can share my videos. But even you can say, you know what, I know a person, she experienced this and she said this, and this automatically makes it a fact. Why? Because I exist in this world and my experience is also a fact. This makes it automatically a fact. So you don't make shit up, you actually quote from me. And that is how you influence people. So I'm saying the more we can continue to influence and talk about the truth, truth always prevails, and that's all what matters. And as I'm telling you, it's the time for the truth, though. That's why everything comes out in the open. And so I also need help and support, because the large channels are actually, in fact, copying my words, copying my style, copying even my thumbnails, copying my words, copying whatever I said. And this shows that they don't have the brains for themselves, or brain cells, to produce this critical thinking, because they don't have the experience. But I do the work for them, so they can just keep copying because they need the money. Okay? And so that's why it's so important that the more support I get, the more the YouTube can show this to more people, and we can gather many more people. This is how it works. This is how the grassroots would work. In any case, coming back to, when you are hurt, you are easily a target. Or if you are weak, right? Like the Hollywood, the actors, they make them addicted to drugs so that they can exploit them more, right? Because they have the money. This is exactly how Matthew Perry died. The Chandler from Friends. This is exactly how he died. He was sober. He was done. But they made him back again, addicted, so that they grouply exploited him. This is surreal stuff, guys, but this is the truth. This happens with the cult. I mean, really, I was literally a few hours ago was reading I couldn't even believe what I read. I couldn't believe what I read. It was a cult, a wellness type BS cult style thing, that they're facing the founders, 2 women founders, facing 20-year prison. And Ellen Dershowitz of everybody is now trying to ask Trump to get pardon for these 2 women who founded, and I cannot even tell you, like, very sexual wellness, sexual-based wellness. You cannot make this shit up, okay? I couldn't even believe what I read there. And so I said, I can't cover this because it's deep BS, like really crazy stuff. And so immediately I thought, who would go there? Like, who would do this? Because of course there was this exploitation of people. I'm telling, I literally, as I read through the news article, I said, who would believe, who would do this? Who would even think of going there as a wellness? Exactly. Do you now understand? Exactly. Because you and I would never in a million years would just do shit like that, because you would say, this is crazy. Like, how does this business even exist? Like, based on what? But it exists. And I have a hard time getting donations to our cancer organization to save cancer patients' lives. And these people have customers. And imagine if you are a billionaire, you have more money than you would know where to spend this, like Jennifer Aniston. You can spare whatever the heck you want. Okay? Of course, if you then, I know these fake YouTube astrologers, tarot readers, and the people who watch it, I can tell you, I know who these people are. There are two groups. One, so rich, they don't even know where to throw money at. They give $250 a super chat. I repeat, $250 a super chat. And every day they throw at the super chat $200. What is happening? And I cannot get a cent. Forget that. The second group of those people are the people who are poor. They are in desperate hope of finding a job, getting money, finding the love, whatever, okay? The hope. They are just desperately just holding on to the hope every day. Yes, every day they find the true love. Every day they find the job. They get the money out of the universe, right? This is the two groups we are dealing with. Both are enormous target. One, you manipulate them with the hope, the wait. I have tons of videos about that, because I almost fall into that group of this non-stop waiting and hoping, and time flies by like crazy. And this group is, oh, they have so much money, I can throw whatever I can schmooze them a little bit. Oh, the best, I don't know, the best subscriber, best member I've ever had. You're just amazing. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, I am loved. Here, $250. Because as I keep saying this, and I said this constantly, talk about this with my dad, the reason why there's so much bullshit in this world is because lack of love. The lack of love, failure of getting love from family, from the ground up. That's why all of this world is so messed up. That's why when you have a grounded family where you were able to build yourself from the ground up, and I'm not saying every family member is is grounded, 1000% not, 1000% not, but there's one or two, and then the rest is probably, then you're probably the black sheep, and you get bullied, harassed, whatever, from the other ones who cannot be like you. Okay, been there, done that, so screw that, doesn't matter, doesn't really matter. We are talking about you and you only, and from you on it spreads, because you are here, you are with me, this is how we build the world in a better place because of our critical thinking and our knowledge and our groundedness from science, from our brain, because we know where it's coming from. And if I'm telling you, okay, you are so hurt, go and drink beer and alcohol and do this and that, go to a guru, I want you to tell me, are you crazy? Of course I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go and have a little bit nice, beautiful tea and just chill a little bit, go out, take a walk, do sports, and just get my mind out of everything, read a book, open a nice music, dance a little bit. I don't know, get all my serotonin and dopamines and all up, jazzed up to get the cortisol down, and then my brain just like kind of gets calmed down a little bit. All neuroscience here, what I just said. And this is the day-to-day life's neuroscience, what you're doing. And we want more of that. We want to have this happen up, more of that. And then with that brain, you can say, okay, let me revise what the heck just happened. Oh, now I know, coming from a calmed down amygdala, okay, this was completely BS and I can do much better than that, or I can just totally, I have to ignore this. There's nothing to do about this. And then you just move on, next chapter. This is what groundedness means, mentally, physically, emotionally, completely down and grounded. Because when the activation of amygdala happens, you are jazzed up. Your threat system attacks you, and then you are hanging on to whatever you can, holding on to it from desperation, because of your amygdala is your threat system is activated. Again, this is why I'm teaching you all the neuroscience, and please follow tomorrow. I'm posting it tonight and tomorrow will be up, and I will keep this only up for 24 hours. You watch it, then it will be back in the program. So I want to keep it up for 24 hours. Tomorrow, follow it, and it's about it's about right, being radiant, how to be radiant from the inside out. It's totally this topic here. I can't make this stuff up, actually. Literally how you can be radiant and shine and glow from the inside out. And we literally talk about, and I was just literally preparing for before this the slides, and I already filmed it, so I hadn't had time to edit it, but I'm literally talking about how you can be glowing without the external confirmation. Oh my God, I can't make this stuff up. Totally this topic, what I'm talking about right now. Again, coming back to Tulsi Gabbard and this guy, Jim Carrey, these people were 1000% manipulated, spiritually manipulated because of their deep pain, whatever they had. Tulsi Gabbard, because she smash of the DNC, super, and she's an Aries, she's the leader, and she was really running forward, and then she got so bad. And I can tell her from her body language, she is deeply, deeply pissed at the Democratic establishment. She's and even today, she was so pissed at, she wouldn't even look at some senators, not all of them, some. And then you can see that, they did some really dirt on her, and she still couldn't get over it. She still couldn't get over it. You see it everywhere. Now, I want to, particularly, and after this, I want to end this here, particularly what happened today when I saw, and this was beyond everything I ever saw on her today. This is today. This is today, okay? For the first time ever, And when you look at my thumbnail, where she looks down, for the first time ever, she had this gigantic eyelashes. She never, ever wear fake eyelashes. Even that is fake. God, do you understand now? I am so anti-fake, like I just can't, okay? So even the eyelashes is fake, and she never ever worn fake eyelashes. This is gigantic eyelashes, okay? And look at her hair. Does she resemble, and you look at the thumbnail of this video, did she resemble to that lady who just got ousted? She will, by the way, she will be out. Mark my words, she will be out. I will tell you in a second why. Kristi Noem. Does she resemble Kristi Noem or what? Where did it go? The hair. That's not her. The exaggerated makeup, and she made herself so yellow, like so much bronzer, like so, she looks like orange. She looks so orange. So much makeup, so much on her face, and these dark eyelashes. Oh my God, flap, 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 flap. And so, and again, this, okay, this is so unreal. Like when I saw her today, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what is this? What the hell is this? This is Kristi Noem. Another version, Tulsi Gabbard version. I just couldn't believe it. I actually couldn't. Again, very conservative, very much. She's a different person. And I know people, again, as I told you, from overseas, who were leftist, reading even, I don't know if you know the book from Karl Marx, like the I forgot, Das Kapital. I don't know what the English word of it, like even they read that book and they were just super dark in the lefties groups. And this person, or these people, I know too, are now deep core religious, praying 5 times a day, absolute MAGA in their countries, non-stop BS, political radicalism. And get this, one is an author, and both are children related. Their jobs are children related. One has a master thesis in racism, anti-racism, in books, in school children's books and what have you, and is a writer. And the other one is a psychologist, okay, for children. And these people are radicalists, ultra religious and political MAGA radicalists now. Turn from left to all the way further down the line, right? And in such a twisted way, you can't discuss anything. They're just like attacking you. That's how they do it. That's how they do it. And so in any case, let me tell you, and I will end it there. Why do I believe she will be out? Immediately, the moment I heard, I watched what she in her testimony, I was literally looking forward to really see what the hell she's talking about. And she was questioned. I mean, forget about the Iran thing. She's just unreal. She's literally kissing his feet. Like, that's why I gave the two people as an example. Like, she absolutely is brainwashed. She just doesn't even, it doesn't, I really don't think she understands what she's saying. Like, her politics, like what she says about the Iranian and not being, suddenly, because she said before Iran, in the previous hearing that I also watched closely, she said Iran wasn't accumulating uranium for weapon, right? For atomic bomb. And then Trump said, no, that's wrong. She's wrong. And now she says, after Kent completely is gone, resigned, who was working under Gabbard comes out of nowhere, says, no. Iran was a threat. But I'm not saying this because of that. She's kissing the feet. But she was asked about that voting, was it in Georgia somewhere, or Pennsylvania, where there was this FBI raid, and she was there. She was pictured, and she was asked multiple times about that. And there she said she made a huge mistake. The same thing what Noam did, and that's exactly, I knew the moment she would be out. And the exact same mistake she did. And she said, Trump told me to be there. I was like, dude, like, didn't you learn anything? She literally said, and they pressed on her, did you say that he told you to do that? And she said yes. She was asked 2-3 times by a Democratic senator, and she said 2-3 times, yes, he said it. He said he wanted me to be there to oversee. And so if Trump catches this, she's out. I told you, she will be out. Like, she will be, like, there's no doubt in my mind she will be out, because she's a woman, full stop. Okay. And this way, what she said, because she put this on Trump, and as you know, Trump doesn't like that at all. At all. So if somebody catch that and told this to Trump, no chance. 0. So that's my take. I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you found this helpful. Again, I don't do conspiracy theories. I talk from facts, from my background, from my knowledge, and from my experiences. So I always, whatever I talk about, I always have something to back that up. I never, ever talk anything ever in my channel, that I can't back up, ever. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I would shut up. I would not do it. And that's why I waited to make this video today about Tulsi Gabbard. And for me, that was it. Done. And also with connection with Jim Carrey, 100%. That's why follow all the neuroscience, because we need mentally, physically, emotionally strong and stable and sound people. And this is how we can build the community up from here and change the world and the words of the conspiracy theorists and the stupid people one by one by one. This is how it works. So thank you so much for being here. Going South Garage, sending you so much love to New Hampshire. I love New Hampshire. Oh my God, all the White Mountains. So take care, and I wish you good night, and see you tomorrow in the how to become radiant from the inside out without approval of the outside, and the comparison of the two from the science perspective. Watch that, and I will also see you after that on a Friday night live. Let me know if you have any video that you want me to, or any topic you want me to cover from our Friday night live. Then also let me know. Happy to look into that. Okay, so thank you so much again. Have a good night. Bye bye.